important points, but time is not allowing me. Then Mr. Jack Parvez Rosario talked about political agency is contested here in Bangladesh from this new realities of Bangladesh after July, August 2024. And he was claiming or presenting an understanding that institutional trust should be provided for the new youth and the new perspective of Bangladesh. And in the third paper, we got a paper from Pakistani scholar, Mr. Jishan Sokhi, and he was presenting the Pakistan perspective, where the ruling people, the authoritarian present Pakistani rulers. Yes, we know that there is also an elected government in Pakistan, but from the behind the government, this political government is being dominated by the military elites, and they have got another field marshal, this second field marshal in Pakistan, and it is usually understood that all the nations own one military, but Pakistani military own a country. That is a very serious negative image for Pakistan, and that is being happening there in Pakistan as they are controlling the whole people, including the airspace, what we say internet. They are controlling, and they are trying to control all the political activities and political minds. The fourth paper from Tahia Tahrim, she was talking about our normative reality, and as we have got from Professor Immanuel Kant also, that she was talking about a moral project, a new reality in the politics. He was talking, and she was claiming for this reality. Okay, we welcome and congratulate all the four presenters here from this session, and let us conclude this session with the thanks from the chairperson, Professor Nasima.
Thank you very much, all participants. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Nasima Khatun, for chairing the session. So we are going to the next session. Next session is about gender politics and social inclusion. So the session will be chaired by MD Shariful Islam, Professor, Department of Political Science, University of Dhaka. And the session will be co-chaired by Dr. Begum Roxana Mili, Dean, Faculty of Social Science, Professor, Department of Public Administration, Islamic University, Bangladesh. Also, we have discussing Dr. Nasima Khatun and also Ahmed Javed Chaudhuri, Assistant Professor, City University. Please, I warmly welcome each and everyone. Chair, the MD Shariful Islam, to take their seat. Dr. Begum Roxana Mili, and the discussant Ahmed Javed Chaudhuri.
Good day, everyone. I'm thankful to the organizers of Good day, everyone. I'm thankful.
Good morning, everybody. This session is going to be on gender politics and social inclusion. And we have our co-chair, Dr. Begum Rukhsana Mili she is the Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences at Islamic University, Bangladesh. And we have discussions from the University of Dhaka, Dr. Nasima Khatun, Professor and Chairperson of the Department of Political Science. And we have Assistant Professor of City University, Bangladesh, Ahmed Javed Chaudhry. And we will have presentations of 5 participants. Muna Khyal Khatak will be presenting online. Lecturer, Zakaria University, Multan, Pakistan. And we have Tarana Jahid Shandhi, a student of the University of Dhaka. We have Dr. Begum Rukhsana Mili, Professor, Islamic University, Bangladesh. We have Faizun Nahar Shapla, student, Islamic University, Kustia, Bangladesh. And Nabanita Bonik. So may I now request Muna Khyal Khatak, lecturer, Bahauddin Zakaria University, Multan, Pakistan. Sure. So Muna will be presenting on institutions, power, and gender.
Good day, everyone. I'm thankful to
Feminist
the
institution analysis of women's substantive representation in Bangladesh and Pakistan. Sure.
organizers of World Democracy Congress for providing me the opportunity to present my work in such a galaxy of scholars, colleagues, peers, and students. My paper is titled Institutions, Power and Gender, a Feminist Institutional Analysis of Women's Substantive Representation in Pakistan and Bangladesh. So, this study is basically extracted from my PhD work, which is titled the same. What I want to work about, or what I want to present in this study, is that women's descriptive representation or women's numerical presence, it has increased over the years in South Asia, but their substantive political influence, that is their representativeness, remains limited. So we have more representation of women in the parliaments, but less representativeness. This implies numbers do not translate into power. More women in parliament do not mean powerful women in parliament. The research puzzle or the research questions of this study are that why does numerical representation or the descriptive representation of women fail to ensure or guarantee the substantive representation or the substantive power of women? Secondly, how do institutions shape women's political agency? So, in summary, we can say that we are looking into what and why women can do to break the glass ceiling and enjoy equal power in the parliaments. The theoretical framework that I have employed for this study is feminist institutionalism. Feminist institutionalism is a very recent theoretical framework that is been enhanced by Mona Lisa Crook, Sarah Childs, and Alan Biangard. This theory basically argues that institutions are gendered, which means that they were made by men, they were made in a masculine scenario, they have been run by men for centuries, and all of a sudden we have added women into it without changing the structure of these institutions. So this add women and stir approach is not working. In order to have gender equal institutions, we need to restructure the institutions, and we need to make the institutions more gender responsive and gender friendly. There are certain formal and informal rules that shape the outcomes of an institution. This is what the theory basically argues. The methodology that I've implied is a comparative qualitative approach. I've used document analysis. I've conducted 53 elite interviews that includes interviews from members of the parliament in Pakistan and in Bangladesh, and also from people who work on gender and politics. I've interviewed academicians, people from the civil society, and I've also interviewed people who work with the UN Women and other international organizations that pursue gender equality worldwide. Similarly, I've also scrolled into parliamentary records of both Pakistan and Bangladesh. When I compared both Pakistan and Bangladesh, I came to realize that in both Pakistan and Bangladesh, we can say that the political parties are centralized in nature. But Bangladeshi political parties were more centralized compared to Pakistani political parties. The good thing about Bangladeshi political parties was that there was a visible female leadership. The mainstream political parties were headed by females. Unfortunately, when I looked into the core committees of Bangladeshi political parties, they failed to meet the 33% rule, 33% presence of women in their core committees. But still, the representation of women in their core committees was much higher compared to Pakistani political parties. I would have loved to share the data, but I know that in a conference the time is pretty short. When it comes to Pakistan women inclusion in the parliament is basically quota driven, not merit driven. And when it comes to institutionalization, political parties are very weak when it comes to institutionalizing women. There is no political party led by a woman in Pakistan, and when it comes to the representation of women in Pakistani core committees, it was less than 4% on average. So my findings about Bangladesh were that there is a very strong formal commitment to gender equality, the ECP formal rules, the 33% mandatory rule to have women in their core committees. It shows that Bangladesh wants to have gender equality, at least formally, or at least when it comes to the laws and the constitution. Unfortunately, there were informal norms that constrained independent agency of women. So patriarchy is still at play, and women are not considered equal socially and culturally. This tendency of